Hey everyone, I'm Noah.
And I'm Lila. We're really happy you're here.
Okay, can I ask you a very innocent question?
Go on.
Tell me about yourself. See? You froze already, didn't you?
My brain suddenly stops working.
Actually, something like this happened to me not long ago. I met someone for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
We smiled, shook hands, and then they said, "So, tell me about yourself." And suddenly, my brain opened about 20 different tabs at once. Should I talk about my job? Where I live? My hobbies? Should I keep it short or tell a longer story? By the time I finally decided where to start, they had already asked me another question.
That's painfully relatable. It's amazing how one simple sentence can make our brains completely panic.
Exactly. And here's the funny part. It wasn't because I didn't know English. I just didn't know which version of myself to introduce first.
Right? I think that's what surprises a lot of English learners. You can spend months studying grammar. You know the past tense, the future tense, conditionals, passive voice, and then somebody smiles and says, "So, tell me about yourself." And suddenly, your brain packs its bags and leaves.
Seriously, it's like every English word you've ever learned is hiding behind a door, and nobody wants to come out.
Your name? Gone. Your job? Gone. Where you're from? Also gone.
Meanwhile, your brain is holding an emergency meeting. Should I start with my job? No. My hobbies? No. My family? My favorite pizza topping?
I have a cat? No, wait. Nobody asked about the cat.
And why am I suddenly thinking about breakfast?
Our brains really choose the strangest moments to become comedians.
They really do. And you know what's interesting? I don't think most people freeze because they don't know enough English.
I agree. I think it's because that question feels so big.
Exactly. Someone says, "Tell me about yourself." But what they're really asking is, can you fit your whole life into 30 seconds?
Oof, that's basically impossible. Should I talk about where I live, what I do, my hobbies, my dreams, how much I love coffee?
Or do I start with, "Hi, I'm Noah, and I once waved back at someone who wasn't waving at me."
Well, that would definitely make you memorable.
Fair point. But here's the good news. Native speakers aren't expecting some perfect movie speech. They're not secretly giving you a score out of 10.
Yep, they're usually just trying to get to know you, not interview you, not judge your grammar. Just start a conversation.
And once you realize that, everything feels much lighter. Because you don't need the perfect introduction. You just need one that sounds like you.
So today, we're going to build that together. Not the kind you memorize like a school presentation, but one that feels natural, comfortable, and something you'd actually say in real life.
We'll show you what to say, what to avoid, how to sound more natural, and how to stop your brain from disappearing every time someone asks, "So, tell me about yourself."
So grab your favorite drink, get comfortable, and let's figure out why one tiny question can make even confident English learners forget their own name.
Let's begin. I want to tell you something that took me way too long to realize.
What is it?
Most people aren't actually asking, "Tell me everything about yourself."
That's true. Nobody expects your complete autobiography.
Exactly. In fact, let's see what that would sound like. Lila, tell me about yourself.
Okay. Well, I was born in 1999. Then I went to kindergarten, then primary school, then middle school, then high school, then...
Lila,
Yeah.
I'm just asking before class starts.
Okay. Fair enough. Maybe I got a little carried away.
Just a little.
But honestly, that's exactly how it feels sometimes. Someone asks one tiny question, and suddenly your brain thinks, I need to explain my entire existence.
Exactly. Because the question is so open, your brain starts collecting everything. Your job, your hobbies, your family, where you live, your favorite food, the fact that your neighbor has a very loud dog.
Poor neighbor. He didn't even know he was joining your introduction.
Then the opposite happens. Some people get so nervous, they almost stop talking completely. Let's try that version too. Ready?
Okay. Tell me about yourself.
Hi, I'm Noah.
That's it?
I thought it was your turn.
No. Now I know your name, but I still know absolutely nothing about you.
So one person accidentally gives a documentary, and another gives a movie trailer. Neither one really works.
Exactly. The sweet spot is somewhere in the middle.
Ooh, I like that. Because the real goal isn't to tell people your whole life story. It's simply to give them a place to begin.
That's such a better way to think about it. Instead of asking yourself, what should I tell them about my whole life? Ask, what would help us start a conversation?
Because that's usually what people want. Not your entire life, just the first page.
Exactly. Think about it. If you meet someone at a coffee shop, they don't expect the same introduction you'd give in a job interview.
Right. Imagine sitting next to someone on a train. They smile and ask, "So, tell me about yourself." You probably wouldn't say, "Thank you very much for giving me this wonderful opportunity to introduce myself."
That sounds like the train suddenly became an interview room.
Meanwhile, if you're actually in a job interview, maybe don't start with, "Hey, what's up?"
Unless you're applying to work for your best friend.
Exactly. Different situations, different styles, but the same idea. Keep it simple. Keep it natural.
You know what helped me the most?
What?
The 30-second rule.
Oh, I love this one.
Whenever someone says, tell me about yourself, imagine you only have about 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Not because someone's timing you, but because 30 seconds feels comfortable. It's enough to say something interesting without overwhelming the other person.
And here's the best part. If they're interested, they'll ask more questions.
Exactly. You don't have to explain every hobby. Just mention one. You don't have to tell your whole career story. Just tell them what you do. Good conversations grow little by little. They don't usually arrive all at once.
Should we do one more example? A better one this time?
Absolutely. Tell me about yourself.
Hi, I'm Noah. I'm from Canada, but I live in Tokyo now. I work as a designer, and in my free time, I love photography and trying new cafes. How about you?
See? That feels completely different. It's friendly, it's easy to follow, and best of all, now I know what to ask next. Oh, what kind of photography do you like? What's your favorite cafe?
Exactly. A good introduction doesn't end the conversation. It starts one.
And I think that's the biggest secret. People usually aren't asking, can you impress me? They're asking, can we have a nice conversation?
Once you stop trying to fit your whole life into one answer, talking about yourself becomes a whole lot easier.
Now that we know how much to say, let's figure out what to say. One simple step at a time.
Can I tell you what introducing yourself reminds me of?
Now I'm curious. Go on.
Lego.
I was expecting something much deeper.
No, seriously. Think about it. When you build something with Lego, you don't dump all the pieces onto the table, close your eyes, and hope they magically become a castle.
That would be impressive, but also slightly terrifying.
Right? You start with one block, then another, and before you know it, you've built something pretty cool.
I like that. Your introduction works exactly the same way. You don't build your whole life all at once. You just add one little block at a time.
All right, let's build one together. First block. Who are you? Easy, right?
Usually, yes. But let's hear your version first.
Okay. I'm Noah. Done.
Technically correct, but if someone blinked, they might miss your entire personality.
Fair enough. So what would you say?
I'd probably say, "Hi, I'm Lila," or "Hey, I'm Lila, nice to meet you." It's only a few extra words, but it already feels warmer.
It's like opening the door instead of just unlocking it.
Yes, tiny change, big difference.
Nice. We've got our first block. Ready for the second?
Let's do it.
Where are you from? Here's my boring version. I'm from Canada.
Nothing wrong with that, but if you can, give people one little picture. For example, I'm from Canada, but I live in Tokyo now. Or, I grew up in a small town near Toronto.
Ooh, now I already have questions. What brought you to Tokyo? What was it like growing up there?
That's what I'm talking about. You don't need a dramatic story, just one little detail that gives people something to ask about.
Perfect. Second block finished. Now for block number 3. What do you do? Let me guess. I'm an engineer.
Simple, clear, nothing wrong with it. But if you want to sound a little more natural, you could say, "I work as an engineer," or "I'm studying business at university," or even, "I've just started working as a nurse."
That little word, just, makes it sound much more like real life.
Yep, real conversations usually include tiny details. Those little words make you sound human, not like you're filling out a form.
Look at that. We've already got 3 Lego blocks. It's starting to look like a real person instead of a list.
I know, right? Now let's add another one. What do you enjoy?
This one's fun. My boring version, I like music.
The world's safest sentence.
Right? About 8 billion people could probably say that.
Instead, say something a little more personal. I really enjoy playing the guitar. Or, I love discovering little coffee shops. Or, I'm the kind of person who always has a podcast playing while I cook.
Ooh, I love that last one. It sounds like a real human being. I can actually imagine someone cooking with a podcast playing in the background.
See? People don't remember lists. They remember little pictures.
All right, one last block. What's something interesting about you? This doesn't have to be amazing, right?
Not at all. Sometimes learners think they need to say something like, "I climbed Mount Everest."
Meanwhile, I'm celebrating because I kept a houseplant alive for 6 months.
Honestly, I'd remember that. Interesting doesn't have to mean extraordinary. Maybe you collect postcards, or you've never broken a bone, or you love baking bread on weekends. Tiny details make people curious.
All right, let's put all 5 Lego blocks together. Ready?
Let's do it.
Hi, I'm Noah. I grew up in Canada, but I live in Tokyo now. I work as a designer. I really enjoy photography and finding new cafes. And recently, I've been learning how to bake sourdough bread.
See how easy that was? We didn't build one giant speech. We just connected 5 little Lego blocks. And now, look at that. We have a real person. Not perfect, not complicated. Just someone I genuinely like to talk to.
Exactly. Every block gives the other person somewhere to go. Oh, what do you design? What kind of photography? Did your bread actually turn out okay?
That's the important part. Every answer quietly invites another question.
Let's just say, my first loaf looked more like a rock.
See? Now I definitely want to keep talking. Because conversations aren't built with perfect sentences. They're built with little moments people can connect with.
And that's something I really wish I'd learned much earlier. Your goal isn't to sound impressive. It's to sound real.
Yes, so don't try to build the world's biggest Lego castle on your first try. Just place one block, then another, then another. Before you know it, you won't just have an introduction. You'll have a conversation.
Can I confess something a little embarrassing?
I feel like every episode starts with one of your embarrassing stories. Go on.
A few years ago, I spent almost 20 minutes preparing my self-introduction before an English meetup. I practiced every sentence, every word, every little detail.
Sounds responsible. What happened?
I finally introduced myself, and the person smiled politely. Then they asked, "So, where did you learn English?" I thought, yes, they're impressed. Then they smiled and said, "You sound a little like Google Translate."
Ouch.
I know. The grammar wasn't wrong. It just didn't sound human.
And I think that's something lots of learners experience. Correct English isn't always natural English.
Exactly. So, how do we sound more natural?
Let's play a little game. You say what you think you'd say, and I'll tell you how it sounds.
Uh-oh. Okay. Go easy on me.
No promises. So, what do you enjoy doing?
My hobby is reading books. What?
Nothing. It just sounds like it came straight out of an English textbook.
Ouch. Again?
Try this instead. I really enjoy reading. Or, I love reading. Or even, I'm kind of a bookworm.
Oh, that already feels different. Like something I'd actually say, not something I'd write on a test.
Exactly. Now let's try another one. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Noah. I'm 28 years old. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because I didn't ask.
Okay.
And that's the important part. There's nothing wrong with saying your age. Seriously. But in everyday conversations, people usually share information naturally. If someone asks, answer. If they don't, you probably don't need to volunteer it in the first 30 seconds.
Honestly, I'd much rather hear, "I've recently started learning photography," than "I'm 28.
Me too. That immediately gives me something to ask about.
Okay, I've got another one. Hi, I live with my father, my mother, my older brother, my younger sister, my grandmother, and 2 cousins.
Hang on. I'm trying to draw your family tree.
Exactly.
Most of the time, I live with my family is more than enough. You can always add more details later. Conversations grow step by step.
You know what surprised me the most?
What?
Tiny little words.
Ooh, these are my favorite.
Words like, actually, kind of, pretty, to be honest. At first, I thought they didn't matter.
But listen to the difference. I like hiking. I actually really like hiking. I'm pretty interested in photography. I kind of enjoy cooking. Those tiny words make you sound like you're thinking while you speak, not reading from a script.
It's funny. They don't really teach new information. They show personality.
Yep, and here's one more secret. Don't be afraid of little pauses.
Really? I always thought pauses made my English sound worse.
No, actually, they usually make you sound more natural. Native speakers pause all the time. They think, they smile, they look for words. Nobody talks like a robot.
That reminds me. When I first started speaking English, I thought I had to finish every sentence as fast as possible, like it was some kind of race.
Same. I'd run out of breath before I ran out of words.
Now I'm perfectly happy saying, let me think. Or, actually, or, to be honest. It gives my brain a chance to catch up.
And ironically, those tiny pauses often make you sound more confident, not less.
So maybe Sounding natural isn't about learning bigger vocabulary.
It's about sounding more like yourself. Relaxed. Curious. Comfortable.
I really like that. Because your goal isn't to sound like Google Translate. It's to sound like a real person, having a real conversation.
Exactly. And once you stop trying to sound perfect, you usually start sounding much more natural.
Can I tell you what used to happen after I introduced myself?
I'm guessing something awkward?
Very awkward. I'd say, "Hi, I'm Noah. I'm from Canada. I work as a designer. I enjoy photography." Then I'd smile.
And?
And nothing.
Oh, the famous awkward silence.
Exactly. I was waiting for the other person. The other person was waiting for me. It felt like two computers trying to connect to bad Wi-Fi.
Connecting. Still connecting.
No internet.
I think that's because many learners believe their job is finished after introducing themselves.
Like giving a speech.
Yes, but conversations aren't speeches. They're more like playing catch.
I like that.
If I throw you a ball and you keep it, the game ends.
Poor game.
But if you throw it back, the game keeps going. Conversations work the same way.
So, after you answer, throw the ball back.
Exactly. Tiny questions, big difference. What about you? How about you? And you? So, where are you from? What do you do? Simple, friendly, natural.
Should we show everyone what not to do first?
Always. Those are usually the funniest.
Okay, you start.
Hi, I'm Lila. I'm from South Korea. I work as an English teacher, and I really enjoy hiking. Noah, say something.
I thought it was over.
See? Nobody did anything wrong, but the conversation had nowhere to go.
Okay, let's fix it. Hi, I'm Noah. I'm from Canada. I work as a designer, and I love photography. What about you?
Hi, I'm Lila. I'm from South Korea. I teach English, and I really enjoy hiking. How about you? Do you hike too?
Not really, but I love walking around cities with my camera.
Oh, what's your favorite place you photographed?
Japan, especially early in the morning. The streets are so quiet.
See? Now we're not introducing ourselves anymore. We're having a conversation.
Can we do one more role play?
Of course.
This time, I'll ask the questions.
Uh-oh. Why do I suddenly feel nervous?
Good evening. State your full name.
My full name?
Occupation.
Teacher.
Current location.
Earth.
Suspicious answer. Favorite food?
Pizza?
Interesting. Where were you on Tuesday at exactly 3:15 p.m.?
Excuse me? Am I introducing myself or applying to become a secret agent?
Mission failed. I may have asked slightly too many questions.
Exactly. Real conversations don't feel like police interviews. You answer, you ask something back, then you both share little stories. Little by little, you get to know each other.
You know what's funny?
What?
Some people think good conversations happen because someone is really interesting.
I don't think so. I think good conversations happen because both people are curious.
I love that. Curious people ask questions. Curious people listen. Curious people keep throwing the ball back.
Exactly. So after your next introduction, don't worry about saying something perfect. Instead, try saying, "What about you?" You might be surprised how one tiny question can turn a short introduction into a wonderful conversation.
And honestly, that's usually where the most interesting part begins. We've talked about what to say. We've talked about how to sound natural. But here's the real question. What does it actually sound like in real life?
Ooh, let's play a little game.
I already feel like I'm about to embarrass myself.
Probably. I'll give you a situation. You just react naturally. Ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Scene 1. Language exchange. Hi. Mind if I join your table?
Not at all. I'm Noah. I'm from Canada, but I've been living in Tokyo for a couple of years. How about you?
I'm Lila. I'm from South Korea. I'm here because I want to speak English more confidently.
Oh, nice. What made you start learning English?
Movies. And honestly, I wanted to travel without feeling nervous.
See? One simple question, and now the conversation is moving all by itself.
Okay, let's continue. Scene 2. First day at work. Hi, I don't think we've met yet. I'm Lila from the marketing team.
Nice to meet you. I'm Noah. I just started this week.
Welcome.
Thanks. I'm still trying to find the coffee machine.
Don't worry, everyone gets lost on day 1.
Scene 3. Coffee shop. The awkward version. Excuse me, is this seat taken?
No, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Noah. Sorry, I thought you were talking on your phone. Okay, maybe I should try that again.
Please do.
Hi, I'm Noah. I come here way too often. What do you usually order?
Much better. I'm Lila, always a latte. You?
Whatever has the most caffeine.
Scene 4. Meeting a new neighbor. Hi, I just moved in next door. I'm Lila.
Oh, welcome. I'm Noah. I've lived here for about 3 years.
Nice to meet you. Any good restaurants nearby?
Actually, there's a little noodle shop around the corner. You'll probably end up going there every week.
Dangerous information.
Scene 5. At the gym. Is anyone using this bench?
Nope. Go ahead.
Thanks. I'm Noah, by the way. I only started coming here last month, so I'm still pretending I know what I'm doing.
Honestly, we all did that. I'm Lila. I've been coming here for a while.
Good. Then you can answer something very important. Do the stairs ever stop hurting?
No, you just become dramatic more quietly.
That's not the answer I wanted.
Scene 6. Traveling. Is this your first time in Japan?
Yeah, I've wanted to visit for years. I'm Noah.
I'm Lila. Favorite place so far?
Honestly, the tiny cafes. You?
The little streets that aren't in the guidebooks.
Scene 7. Meeting an online friend. Hey, nice to finally meet you. We've been chatting for months.
I know. It's so weird seeing you outside the screen.
I'm still exactly the same person. Just taller than my profile picture.
That's impossible. Everyone knows profile pictures are only this big.
You know what all those conversations had in common?
Nobody gave a perfect speech. Nobody sounded like they memorized a script. Nobody tried to impress anyone.
They were just curious, relaxed, and interested in the other person too.
Exactly. Sometimes learners think, if I learn one perfect introduction, I'll never be nervous again. But conversations don't follow scripts. They grow. One question, one answer, one smile at a time.
And maybe that's the nicest thing about meeting new people. You don't have to know exactly what you'll say next. You just have to be willing to keep talking.
So next time someone asks, tell me about yourself. Don't think of it as a test. Think of it as the first page of a conversation that's still being written.
And honestly, those first pages are usually the most exciting. You know, after today's conversation, I think we've learned something that has very little to do with grammar.
What's that?
I think a lot of us believe people are listening to our English, when actually, they're listening to us.
I really like that. Because when someone asks, "Tell me about yourself," they're usually not thinking, "I hope this person's grammar is perfect." They're wondering, who is this person? What makes them smile? What are they interested in?
Exactly. Most people aren't searching for perfect English. They're searching for a real conversation. And those are two very different things.
You know what's funny?
What?
Even native speakers stop in the middle of a sentence, forget a word, or suddenly think, "Wait, where was I going with this?"
Oh, I've definitely done that. Halfway through a story, I suddenly realize I don't even know why I started telling this.
Same. And somehow, the conversation usually keeps going anyway. Because people don't connect with perfection. They connect with honesty.
I think that's something worth remembering. Confidence doesn't suddenly appear one morning and stay forever. It grows, one conversation at a time. One awkward introduction. One friendly smile. One moment where you walk away thinking, "Hey, that actually went better than last time."
Exactly. And maybe your next introduction won't be perfect. That's okay. Maybe you'll forget one word. Maybe you'll pause for a second. Maybe you'll laugh at yourself. That's okay too. Because every conversation makes the next one a little easier.
So here's something we'd love for you to do after this episode. Don't just listen. Say your introduction out loud. Even if you're sitting alone in your room, going for a walk, or making dinner. Practice speaking. Not because you need to sound perfect, but because every sentence makes the next one a little easier.
And if you'd like, write a short introduction about yourself in the comments. Just a few sentences. Tell us your name, where you're from, what you enjoy doing, or one fun fact about yourself. We'd genuinely love to get to know you. And who knows, you might even make a new friend in the comments.
You know, I keep thinking about the question we asked at the very beginning. So, tell me about yourself.
The question that made half our viewers forget their own name?
Exactly. But hopefully, it doesn't feel quite so scary anymore. Maybe now, instead of thinking, "Oh no, what do I say?" you'll think, "Oh, this is just the start of a conversation."
And that's a much lighter feeling. Because introductions aren't exams. They're invitations. Invitations to meet someone new and to let someone meet you.
I love that, because learning English has never really been about memorizing the perfect sentence. It's about opening the door to new people, new places, new opportunities, and conversations you never imagined having.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. We hope this episode helps you feel a little more relaxed, a little more confident, and a little more excited the next time someone smiles and says, "Tell me about yourself."
And this time, I have a feeling you probably won't forget your own name.
If you enjoyed today's conversation, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Slow English HQ for more natural English conversations, and keep practicing a little every day.
Take care of yourself. Keep speaking. Keep smiling. And remember, every conversation is another chance to grow.
We'll see you in the next episode. Bye, everyone.
Bye.